I'm a fucking happy camper.
All right, so it's a Saturday before Christmas, and got a couple free hours. So this back end of the wiring harness is actually what I'm going to be working on today. Originally, what happened was that the bike had a short when I first got it from my cousin. Frame was all rusted out, and I think what was happening was that this wire right here that was coming from, that was running 12 volts, actually made contact with the frame. And just to show y'all what the frame looked like, and this is the whole reason why this whole thing started in regards to the frame swap. This is the frame that I'm throwing out. Completely rusted out. Huge chunks missing. As you can see, I can stick my finger in there. Here too. More here. This middle section was completely gone. More holes down there. So this was sitting for a while. Another big chunk missing right here. So that's why we did the frame swap. This was beyond repair. This is completely broken through all the way right here. So we got rid of that frame, got another frame, and this is where we stand right now. I kind of just plugged everything in just to make sure that I got all my electrical components connected. That way when I do fix this back end, I know that everything's connected and everything should be reading and operating the way that it should. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and disconnect all of these. Not disconnect them, cut them. I'm still going to go through here and see what's going on. Run it back a little bit. As I was cleaning the rest of it, I didn't see any issues. I didn't see any ball spots, any heat spots, or anything along those lines. So I think everything was just happening back here on the fuse box end. So these are the fuse boxes. The whole complete wiring harness was on the other Rubicon that I got, which is where this frame came from. But this is the fuse box that was burnt out. Terminals had fallen down, so therefore the fuses were not making contact. This side was okay. These look like maybe they were probably okay, but these were all toasted out. So went ahead and pulled everything out and grabbed the new one. And this is what the new one looks like. Aside from it being dirty, it is in great condition. Nothing wrong with it. And these are actually the fuse terminals that came out. These look like they're brand new. When you compare these to these older ones, you can see the difference. So unfortunately, my GoPro is not charged right now, so therefore I'm not going to be able to mount my phone anywhere. So I'll just try to record as I progress. All right, so this is what I did. So I wouldn't get these confused. I took pictures of these wires while they were still connected to the fuse box. So I know the order that they're going to go in. That's not a problem. The problem that I was going to have was that some of these wires are the same color. Not too many, but there was enough in order for me to get them mixed up, and I don't want to do that. So what I went ahead and did was I'm going to go ahead and leave these terminals inside of these rubber seals. That way I don't lose this end of the order. Now the part that's going to get a little bit confusing if you're not careful is this end over here. So here's my wiring harness that came off the 05. What I went ahead and did was I figured out what was the length, and then that's where I'm going to make the cut. I don't know exactly what's inside of this sleeve. I was trying to open it up, but as I was trying, there's like this rubber silicone stuff that's in there. But what I'm thinking it is, you got one wire coming out to the end, but then you have two black wires coming off of this side. So I think what it is just a little tap in that's here, and then I think there's another spot somewhere along the wiring harness. This one already has it in place. Where's it at? It's in here. So I'm gonna leave that alone. It's OEM. It looks original, so I'm gonna leave it the way that it is. I'm gonna trust in it. But if something goes wrong later on, that could be one of those spots for me to look at. It's easier for me just to look at one spot as opposed to trying to dig around. So what I did was I isolated all the colors that were individual. Like in this situation, there's a solid red, and then there's a red and yellow. So I know those two were not the same. So as I'm soldering them to this wiring harness, I know I can't go wrong, okay? There's one fat black one, and then there's a skinny black one with a brown stripe, and then the skinny black one with the green stripe. Well, those are individuals as well. I can't mess that up as long as I color match them on this side. I've already verified that these colors are exactly the same, and they are, even though this is a 05 to an 08. They're exactly the same. Where I was going to have some trouble was with these four right here. The gray is exactly the same on both, and the yellow with the thin red stripe is exactly the same on both. However, on this end, one goes to a diode, and then on the other end, it goes connected to this wiring harness. So all I did was just give this one a little bit of tug, even though I have it wrapped in tape. I gave it a little bit of tug, and I saw these start to pull out. I went ahead and taped them, and then because these were taped off and there's no other colors on this side that match identical to these, that left these two alone. But I went ahead and tugged on the other ones as well. And yes, they did match up, so I taped those as well. And then the other ones that I was going to have an issue with were the pinks, because the pinks, they're exactly the same. They're matching in color. However, one of the pinks is connected to the red and yellow. So I went ahead and tugged on both of these, and as the red and yellow shrunk on this end, so did this pink one as well. So I went ahead and tied that one out together. So that's kind of like my little checks and balances to make sure that I got everything grouped the way that it should be. Once I solder these together, whether they're woven in correctly or not, it's not going to matter, because I already have the order of how everything's going to go in the fuse box. So that's what I'm going to do next. All right, so I cut these wires. That's it. Ain't no going back. So here we go. I pull these back to get them ready. Some of these wires are a little charred on the inside. Does make me a little concerned, considering that I have the whole wiring harness in place, but I think it'll be okay. Some of them are clean, some of them are not. So I don't know if that'd be the short that it had caused them to get that way, but I guess at this point, as far as I am, I might as well just keep on going and see what happens. I haven't done this one yet, but I'm about to. But I want to show this little device. So what it does is it cuts down here, and what it does up here is it grabs a wire and then it peels it back. So that's how it works. I got one hand. There you go. Ready to go. Pretty cool little tool. All right, so here's where we're at with the wiring harness. Went ahead and connected all the good terminals to the fuse box off of the 08 that I bought. Came across a little bit of issue because once I cut the wires, I realized that I had two pinks and I didn't label them. We ran a continuity test back to the ignition switch, which is the only solid pink wire I could find. And once I connected to the pink wire, this one right here, I had continuity and we were good to go. So by process of elimination, I left the other one for the lights. And once I wrap everything up, she'll be ready to go. The battery's not hot, which means that we're not getting a short, which is great. And now we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. Here we go. Cool. All right. Front lights.
Check.
Also work. All right. It's showing it's in neutral, which I am. It's not showing any gas, which is cool. So therefore the gas is reading. There's no gear, of course, because cool. All right, here we go. Yeah. Heck yeah. There it is.
The bad boy turned on.
Everything is working the way that it should. Now the only thing that I gotta check is gonna be the spark plug wire, because when I pulled it out, I accidentally yanked it by mistake. So I might need to buy a new one. But I didn't have the sensors connected before, and now that I do, the front speed sensor and the back speed sensor, the rear speed sensor, now it's reading D1, reading D2, and reading ESP mode. Ooh, on ESP mode, it won't let me change the gears, I guess because I'm in neutral. Alright. Nah, it's not going to read the gears. ESP. That's going to be reversed, but I think it might be in gear. Nope, okay. Alright, that's good enough. I'm happy with that. Battery is not hot. Let me pull this napkin out. Make sure this cutoff switches work. That one works. That one works. Back to center. Heck yeah. You hear that compression? Man, this is amazing.
Ready to go.
Yep. Man, this is so cool. Battery still isn't hot. Fuse box isn't melting. Nothing feels like it's overheating. Everything is the way that it should be. Adjustment. What time is it? Oh, that's cool. Don't worry about it. I just want to make sure that the hour button is working. Hour button is working. Minutes are working. Clock is set just for now. Odometer button is working. Trip A. Reset. Back down to 0. Trip B. Back down to 0. And then back to odometer. Cool. And the ignition switch is working, which is good. I was worried about that. I'm a fucking happy camper.
You're a what?
Fucking happy camper. Alright, that's it for tonight. Hoo-yah!
And that's a wrap.